Hey everybody, Bailey here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, be sure to like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to efficiently pack a winter expedition kit. Alright, so let's hop to it. In my next video, I'm going to be reviewing these boots, giving them a full review. These are the Arcteryx Acrux AR double mountaineering boots made for 4,000 to 5,000 meter peaks with a removable inner booty. So be sure to check back in if you're interested in some mountaineering boots. Okay guys, so this is the Osprey Aether 70 and this is the Pro version. So the first thing you want to do when packing any kind of pack is go around and loosen up all of the straps and unbuckle them if you can. Okay, so I'm going to do that to every single strap on here. Alright, so now all of the straps are loose and unbuckled. Now we can fully maximize the inner space of our bag. So the first thing I'm going to put in here, and this is really easy to forget, is my bladder, the hydration bladder. I'm going to throw that in there because it's really hard to get in after you fill the pack up. Just so you know, I've already filled this up here. It's got a insulated sleeve on it because it's going to be cold where I'm going. So I'm going to throw that right in the back. I've got a little pouch in this pack. So the next thing that I'm going to put in here are my tent poles. So now I've got my two separate tent poles. I'm going to put these in my pack and I'm going to line them up right along this corner, following this back frame of the pack. One on this side and one right on this side. If you only have one pole, you can do it on one side, but basically we're getting these poles as far down and in the back corners as we can. It also gives some support to the frame. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to put in is I have a waterproof pack liner. This is by Osprey. It's 70 liters, so that matches my 70 liter pack just fine. You can also use a contractor rated trash bag. But make sure it's the heavy-duty contractor bags and bring a couple of them. I like these because they're reusable, a little bit more sustainable. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to line the bottom of my pack with it. And now I'm going to go to my squishy items. Okay. So the methodology for packing your bag is you want to put squishy items that you're not going to need right away, like your sleeping bag, maybe a belay parka for the approach in. Squishy things at the bottom. Heavy things right here, right next to your back in the center of the pack. That way it keeps your center of mass right over your hips, or as close to your hips as possible. You put a couple more squishy, maybe slightly heavier things around them, and then at the top you put your easily accessible items like a hard shell that you want to grab real quick in case it starts raining. Now I'm going to grab my sleeping bag that I know I'm not going to need for a while. I'm going to smush it to the bottom because putting everything else on top of it will help to compress it even more. A lot of sleeping bags and a lot of parkas come with their own stuff sacks. I like to keep my stuff outside of the stuff sacks because the stuff sacks, they define a shape for your stuff. And so putting a lot of blocks inside your bag, you're going to have a lot of empty space. So the goal of this is to reduce empty space. And so just by stuffing it in there without a stuff sack, you can fill in all the crevices a lot better. So let me grab the bag for you. I'm just going to throw this bag in here, no stuff sack, all the way to the bottom. So I've realigned my tent poles, making sure they're in the corners right along the ridge of this. I've stuffed my sleeping bag all the way down. I'm going to grab my next squishy thing that I know I don't need, which is my belay parka. This is the Arcteryx Dually Belay parka. So you can see that nice bulge there, and that's what we want to see. We want to see this nice bulge. If you're putting these two things in stuff sacks, you'll get a crevice that develops in here like this, and you'll start to see that this is empty space. So by allowing them to fill in the volume of the bag, we're going to get more stuff to fit in here. So after that, I'm going to grab a couple extra clothes that I want. So some extra socks, underwear. I've got 3 pairs of gloves I'm bringing, so I know one of my pairs I'm going to keep dry for summit day, so I'm throwing these in here. Again, squishy items, and I'm going to take them, I'm going to separate the socks, I'm going to separate the gloves, not going to keep them hooked together, and I'm going to push them down on separate sides and just fill in all around, all the crevices that I can. So the next thing, got a neck gaiter here that I'm not going to use for the approach in. Got a fleece also that I'm not going to use for the approach in. I want these to stay dry and I know I'm not going to need them, so I'm going to put them inside the waterproof bag. Again, stuffing them down. I'm not rolling them up or anything, I'm stuffing them down along the back, along the edges, anywhere I can get this to really go. You can see how far down my hands go in the bag. All right, so I'm really stuffing it down, really getting rid of any of the air pockets that might be in the bag. That's the last bit that I want to keep in my waterproof bag. The rest of it's mostly gear that can get wet or stuff that I'm going to want easily accessible. So I'm going to roll this up to a trash bag. You can also roll it up or tie it. If you notice, I put quite a bit of things in there and I've used just about half of the bag, which is pretty good. All right, another really awesome sign to look for while you're packing your pack is to make sure that you're keeping the center of gravity of the pack really good, is to see if it'll stand up by itself. So right now this pack is standing up by itself, and that's a really good sign. That means the center of mass of the pack is really well balanced. It doesn't always work out, but it's a good goal to strive for. So the next thing I'm going to throw in is my tent, the shell of my tent. Again, I know tents come with their own stuff sacks, but I'm going to use this outside of its stuff sack just to fill in all of the empty gaps. Now I'm at that point right in the middle here where I want to place the heavier gear right against my back in the middle of the pack. So some of the heavier gear, that can include like fuel, some heavier pieces of gear. So I've got some of my personal climbing kit, an ice screw, Acrteryx, belay device. These are heavier metal things. Another trick is to take these off of your harness, keep them separate, again, so you can fill in little cracks. So I'm going to throw these in. So I'm going to grab my harness, sleeping pad. This is the Nemo Tensor Alpine. So I'm going to throw that in. Again, these are some weird shaped objects. I'm going to keep my harness spread apart like this and go and fill in around the edges. So this is the MSR windburner stove. Really highly recommend this. It comes with its own bowl and lid, which is awesome. Really efficient, and it's windproof, which is awesome. So I'm going to throw this in. Throw in a couple other pieces of gear like my pillow, the Nemo Pillow. Highly recommend that. A spoon, some wag bags, some tablets, water purification tablets. I'm going to put this stuff in the brain here. Stuff that I want easy access to in case I need it right away. Also going to throw up there a multi-tool, some hand sanitizer, sunscreen, highly recommend that. Got a battery charger here, throw that in. First aid kit, waterproof first aid kit, and then I also like to add, this is a syringe with medical shears and some tape. I highly recommend that. Add to your med kit. A syringe can really save your life out there. So throw that in there. And my headlamp, I always like to keep that in my brain because you'll never know if you get in a sticky situation, you'll be able to grab that real quick and you don't want it buried at the bottom of your pack. Throw in some food here. Ready meals are really awesome. These two are non-dehydrated alternatives for backpackers. They're a little bit heavier because they have water in them, but they're a lot cheaper. So I really like those. Some more food. Got some glacier goggles I'm going to throw in. So another tip, as you might have noticed, is I'm trying to put as much inside the bag as possible. I want almost nothing strapped to the outside of my bag. That's just clumsy. It throws off the center of mass. You can lose it a lot easier. So I'm trying to only keep about 3 things on the outside of my bag. My ice axe, my trekking pole, and my crampons. Those 3 things. And the reason is that those are spiky and really odd shaped. So those are the only things I'm going to keep on the outside of my pack. So next I'm going to grab my helmet. I could have done this a little earlier if I wanted to, But helmets are weird shapes, so I usually flip them upside down. If you have a nice bubble, you could put them in. But I'm going to use this to fill the inside of the helmet. Next, I got a pee bottle that I throw in there. It's awesome to have a nice flexible one that's lightweight and a wide mouth. Very important for sleeping in the cold. So I throw in my puffy, other layers that I want to easily be able to take off my pack and grab out real quick. Some bib pants. These are my hard shell pants. These are the Arcteryx Beta SV. I'll be doing an upcoming review on these as well. They're really awesome. Highly recommend. And then I'm also going to throw in my Gore-Tex hard shell jacket. So this is the Arcteryx Alpha SV. Also super amazing. I'll do a review on this in the upcoming weeks as well. This is probably the layer that I know I'm going to need to grab the quickest in case it starts raining or anything. So I'm going to keep that right on top. I'm going to throw in a pair of gloves on top too. I might keep those in a pocket on me if I'm wearing like a fleece or something. Easy access. So now my pack's doing pretty well. Just got a few things here. I'm going to throw these guys, my snacks, in a quick accessible pocket on the side. The lighter should have gone in the brain here. I'm going to throw my water bottle. Another thing that I want quick and easily accessible. This pack has a nice, awesome water bottle feature right on the side there. Again, so it's easily accessible. I'm going to throw, so I did lie a little bit. This is the fourth thing I'm going to keep on the outside of my pack. This is the Garmin inReach Explorer. This is an SOS device, and it's got a compass and map, GPS as well. So super important. I like to clip this up here. So now I can throw some of the stuff on the outside that I want. I got my trekking poles here. Again, my pack is standing up by itself, so that means it's really well balanced, which is an awesome thing. Let me just throw these on real quick, and then this pack has a nice sleeping bag, or I like to use it for the crampons, on the bottom of it. Anything on the outside of the bag that's vital to your mission, like an ice axe, like crampons, make sure that it's strapped on in multiple ways, backed up, so you know you're not losing it. So now I'm tightening up all the straps. Really compress everything down, help it from moving around inside while you're hiking. Okay, last but not least, I got my mountaineering boots over here. For the approach in, I'm not going to wear these. So I'll show you a cool technique to hang these on the side of your pack. So if you want to hang your boots on the outside, you actually have to take off the grain real quick and loosen up the side compression straps all the way. So sorry if you just did that. I'm going to first tie the shoelaces together so that we don't lose the boots. Very important, very expensive piece of equipment. Now I'm going to take the boots, I'm going to lay the shoelaces across the brain like this. And depending on how your strap goes, the side strap, what you want to do is tuck your boot in there so you get the strap in the well of your boot like that. Right in the heel, the arch. Now you can tighten this down. Go to the other side, do the same thing. So now you've got your boots nice and secured through the side straps. They're tied on across your pack. This one's secured on this side. What I want to do is, these could still slip out pretty easily, and so basically I want to secure this on top of my pack so that they don't wiggle, they don't fall out, I don't actually lose them. So my backpack has this strap that goes across the top of my load and buckles into the bag. So that's what I'm going to use. If you don't have that, you can use a carabiner or another piece of gear to really secure these boots on here. Another important thing to note is there's a way that you can flip these upside down if it's raining so that the hole is on the bottom and they'll stay dry for you. So there you have it. I got all of that gear inside this 70-liter pack for my upcoming expedition. I'll show you a real quick trick to put this on. Some of these packs get really heavy and you don't want to rip off your shoulder straps. So what I like to do is put one hand on the strap back here, and one hand on the shoulder strap, and then you can swing it on. So I'm really lifting it up by this here, because if this rips off, I don't care. If the shoulder strap rips, that's a big deal.